You think going blind means everything just turns black. It doesn't. And what actually happens is far stranger than that. In the next few minutes, your brain is going to rebuild itself right in front of you. No eyes required. Close your eyes right now. Actually do it. What do you see? Not black? Not really, just nothing. No color at all, not even dark ones. That's the closest a sighted person can get to imagining blindness. And even that isn't quite right. Most blind people don't see darkness. They see nothing, the same nothing you sense right now behind your own elbow. You're not straining to see black back there. There's simply no signal being sent at all. And that's exactly what most blindness feels like. Not darkness. Absence. But here's the first thing almost every video gets wrong. Blind isn't one single condition. Some people lose their sight slowly, over decades, as the edges of the world quietly close in. This is called tunnel vision. And by the time someone notices, they may have already lost half their field of view. Others are born without ever seeing a single photon of light in their entire life. And some go blind in an instant, an accident, an illness, one ordinary morning that changes everything. Each version rewires the brain in a completely different way, because the brain adapts based on what it's used to losing. Here's the part that sounds like science fiction, but is completely real. The visual cortex, the part of your brain built entirely to process sight, doesn't just sit there unused once your eyes go dark. It gets repurposed, rented out, quietly taken over by your other senses. Scientists prove this by studying blind people who learned echolocation, clicking their tongue and reading the echo that bounces back. When researchers scanned their brains, the exact region sighted people used to process images lit up instead. Their brain was, in a very real sense, seeing with sound. And this isn't rare or magical. Researchers found the same brain changes happen in sighted people too, after just 10 weeks of training. Your brain doesn't care what job a piece of tissue was originally built for. It just wants the tissue working. So forget the theory for a second. What would your actual Tuesday look like? You wake up, no light to tell you it's morning, just the sound of the world quietly starting without you. You count your steps to the kitchen. 14, always 14. Your feet remember what your eyes no longer can. You read your phone with your finger instead of your eyes, the words spoken back to you out loud. You cross a busy street using a cane that has slowly become an extension of your own hand. You recognize your best friend's footsteps before they even say hello. Within a year, none of this feels hard anymore. It's just Tuesday. Here's a myth you've probably heard. Blind people magically develop super hearing? That's not quite true. Their ears work exactly the same as yours, down to the last nerve. What actually changes is attention. Their brain has stopped wasting power on sight, so it listens far more carefully. The sound was always there, in every room you've ever stood in. You just never had a reason to notice it. Touch sharpens too. Braille readers can identify letters under their fingertips faster than most people can read them by eye. Even smell becomes a map. The bakery on the corner, the leather shop, the laundromat, each one a landmark. Here's the question everyone asks, and almost nobody answers correctly. If you were born blind, your dreams have no pictures in them at all. Instead, they're built entirely from sound, touch, smell, and pure feeling. But if you lost your sight later in life, the pictures often stay for years, sometimes for the rest of your life. Your brain, it turns out, does not let go of an image that easily. Some people who lost their sight decades ago still describe their childhood home in full color, every single detail intact. This isn't a rare edge case experience either. Right now, over 40 million people on Earth are completely blind, and hundreds of millions more live with serious vision loss. That's roughly the population of an entire country, all quietly running the version of life you just watched. Most of them weren't born this way. Most of them adapted, the exact same way your brain would. Now here's where it gets interesting for a channel like this one. How did ancient humans see blindness? In some early societies, a blind person was seen as cursed, cast out, left to survive completely alone. In others, blindness was treated with something closer to reverence. Poets and storytellers were often blind. The idea was strange but oddly logical. If you couldn't see the world, maybe you could see something else instead. Blind musicians and blind healers were common across dozens of ancient cultures, valued for a kind of focus-sighted people simply didn't have. This isn't just theory or ancient legend. People are living it right now, today. Blind climbers have summited Mount Everest using nothing but sound, touch, and memory. Blind musicians have performed entire concerts from memory and feel alone, without a single sheet of music in sight. Blind scientists have mapped molecules using touch-based models that sighted researchers couldn't even build. None of these people are experiencing less of life. They're simply experiencing a different one. And the story isn't finished. Technology is closing this gap faster than most people realize. Devices now translate a camera feed into vibrations on the skin, letting the brain see through touch instead of eyes. Experimental retinal implants are giving some blind patients flashes of basic light and shape for the first time in their lives. None of it is perfect yet, but it proves the same point this whole video has been making. The eyes were never the only way in. They were just the first one evolution happened to build. So the next time you close your eyes, remember something. It isn't the end of a world. It's just your brain, quietly building a different one, out of everything you have left. You'd still fall in love, still laugh at the wrong moment, still know exactly who just walked into the room. You'd just be doing it with a slightly different set of tools than the ones you're using right now. So what if you were deaf instead? Turns out, that one might be even stranger.